It's Friday, and you're live on UCY.TV. This is Boiler Room Radio. I am Jim Funke. I will be your host for the next 60 minutes, and Lance will be with us shortly. Cox is hooking up his cable as we speak. They've been kind of putting it on hold for a couple of days because of the snow and cold down there. Didn't want to climb a pole, I guess. So anyway, I will add him into the call, actually, and then when he's ready to go live, he will pick it up. So, here we go. We are going to jump over to YouTube, actually, and we will go ahead and jump into the videos because Smoke'em's Market Minute will be a little delayed today. So let me jump over here and grab up some... Nope, that ain't what I want. Let me grab up some Scott with his hyper report, and we'll see what he's got to say today. Whoopsie.
Hello, this is Scott, and it's a hyper report. Here are the quotes of various items for today. First, China bank run? In a scene that will be likely repeated throughout the West, Chinese farmers have been unable to withdraw hundreds of millions in deposits within their mutual funds in the last few weeks. Understand this. Anything with counterparty risk is susceptible to easy and authorized theft. Next, gold price adjusted for inflation. No investment ever goes straight up or straight down. From mid-1971 to December 1974, gold rose 471%, then after dropped 50%. For gold to hit an all-time high adjusted for inflation, it would have to clear at least $2,193 per ounce. In short, gold is nowhere near a peak, adjusted for inflation, and when the next leg up begins, we could see a tremendous move. Next, a central bank losing control. The chart of the Turkish lira collapsing in relation to the US dollar's fraudulent value is very revealing. This chart shows the Turkish central bank actively trying to save their confetti currency multiple times in one day. Can you just imagine daily Fed briefings describing policy changes of the Fed? Next, eBay to accept Bitcoin? eBay is now considering allowing customers to use Bitcoin for payment for both eBay and PayPal. Needless to say, both the government and bankers are not going to like this. By having this type of recorded transactions, it is now easy to see how one could be taxed for purchases using Bitcoins. So how does one pay their taxes in Bitcoins? Next, U.S. food problem. Aside from food not being included in inflation calculations, there are now other problems. For one, there is a shortage of organic produce. Making that problem worse is the fact that the ongoing drought in the West is affecting harvests and cattle herds. In fact, the size of U.S. cattle herd has gotten smaller for 6 years in a row and have reached a 61-year low. This should be an incentive to make sure you have a good food source. Next, they're scared. Obama cronies fear that part of the Obama wreck is so flawed that it could bankrupt insurance companies and destroy their Marxist wet dream. The problem stems from the non-functioning technology, and if the problem is not fixed by mid-March, that is when there is financial harm. Of course, Obama could just whip out his pen and illegally have the government take over the healthcare system. Obama will desperately need the debt ceiling to be raised in February to pull this crap off. Finally, please prepare now for the escalating economic and social unrest. Good day.
And that's a pretty good hyper report right there, especially the first 30 seconds or so of it, talking about China. China is going to be the death of the dollar. You can bet on it. It's coming. You can bet on it. Once they divulge how much gold they actually have, the dollar's going to be thrown in the toilet. Nobody wants to deal with all that debt. Printing billions of dollars every month. Making every dollar that's floating around there more and more worthless by the second. Reducing our purchasing power daily. I'm telling you, folks, it's criminal what they're doing on Capitol Hill, what they're allowing the Fed to get away with. It's absolutely criminal. And the fact that they're getting away with it says everything about the people in this country and how little they value their country, because it's being stolen from you as we speak. And the majority of you don't do anything about it. That makes me sad. That makes me very sad.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Greg Manarino. How are you today? It is Friday, January 24th, 2014. All right, people, before I even get started, I just want to say that I'm fighting a really bad cold virus, and I'm completely doped up with over-the-counter remedies. So I'm going to try to get through this the best that I can. Okay, here we go. So yesterday and today, we have witnessed a stock market in free fall. This is no surprise at all to any of you that follow this blog. Check my site. See that little head over here? Click on it. It'll take you right to my website. You can see all of last week I did video after video speaking about how this was likely going to happen. And specifically, I went over why. From a technical standpoint, I felt this was going to happen in a video that was titled The Specter of a Stock Market Correction Rises. Here's why. Again, check my channel. Click on this head. Okay, so the real question is this. Is this going to continue? Let's go over some market action just from right now. The market is still open. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 260 points. Bonds are in rally mode. The dollar is just about flat. Metals are higher.
I don't know if you heard me. I think it finished off around 318 today.
All the time. So let's try to put a perspective on this. Personally, I do not believe that this free fall is going to last much longer. In fact, I did a tweet. I tweeted this yesterday. I posted it on my site. Could we possibly see a little more downside action? Absolutely, we could. But I think that we're going to see this market more than likely rebound most of these losses, if not all of them, over the next couple of weeks. How I have personally taken advantage of this is very simple. A couple of days ago, I closed a few of my long positions. I locked in a profit. I did keep 2 on my site, traderschoice.net. Please check the link right down here. Yesterday, I did take up 2 more long positions in an attempt to try to take advantage of this pullback here. And I think that I might actually add some more. It depends on where this develops into early next week. People, there's no reason at all for you to get panicky about this. There's a lot of panic going on here in the market. These are complete amateurs. Understand that. If you get emotional about this stuff, you will make mistakes that are going to cost you dearly. You have to really put this into a perspective. It's so important from every angle. And I'm talking about investing in precious metals as well. I know a lot of you have gotten upset over the fact that it's been going down for a while now. You should be embracing this. I've gone over this so many times. It's just incredible. This will turn around. Just speaking about the metals real quick, I did a video a couple of weeks ago talking about a fundamental bottom with regard to these metals, and I think that is being verified in what I'm seeing, at least in the technical side. So you should still be buying these metals, the physical asset, across the board. And what I mean by across the board is I mean silver, number 1, gold, platinum, and palladium, without a doubt. More specifically, I'm the biggest silver fan probably on the earth. I think it's the most undervalued asset in history. So you should be adding to your physical position there as well. Again, so let's just go over this real quick. a major sell-off here in the markets. This is very, very healthy, I think, for those of us looking to take advantage of this on the long side. We know a few things, people, and it's very simple. The Federal Reserve is not going to allow any kind of a massive correction here. They will buy assets. We know that already. They're buying mortgage-backed securities. Why not buy equities as well to boost this up? They're going to do it. They're going to do things that we can't even imagine because it's part of the illusion. It's part of the illusion of an economic recovery. And they will not allow this to go on here. So with that in mind, we should be embracing this pullback here, and taking advantage of this. Use this pullback, people, I think at this point, to be getting long, believe it or not. And that's what I'm going to be doing. Like I said, please check my site, traderschoice.net. There's a link right down here. And I may be adding to those positions that I already have on the long end. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but that's how I trade, people. When everyone is really, really bullish, I want to be bearish. When everyone is really, really bearish, like, no, I want to be bullish. That's the way to make this game work for you. You don't follow the crowd, people. And I've gone over this as well. If you follow the crowd, well, you will lose. The overall mentality in the crowd is wrong 99% of the time. That's what I've learned through life experiences and through trading for over 20 years. This is what you need to understand, people. It's just so important here. So, like I said, I'm expecting this market to turn around, next week. At one point, we could still see a little more downside here. It's possible. But again, I am still bullish here, and I am more bullish because of this pullback, which I had said was more than likely going to happen. I outlined this specifically. People, please check my channel there, and you can understand where I was coming up with all those ideas. Anyway, that's going to be it for today, people. Like I said, I'm feeling kind of lousy, so I'm going to go get some rest and have some soup or something. I hope all of you have a super great weekend. It is Friday. That means I will not be doing a video until Monday. Please, if you think this video is important, share it. Give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And we'll talk about this on Monday, and we'll see what comes up. That's it. Have a great weekend.
Welcome, Lance.
Hey, good evening.
How's everything with your Cox?
My Cox is just fine.
Absolutely fantastic.
My Cox is working great.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
And it only took him about 15 minutes. Bravo.
It did, and he didn't even need to come inside, so they just worked on the pole, and like you said, so it's done.
You always liked having your pole worked on.
I was thinking about that earlier. Can't wait till I was waiting on Cox to come out and work on my pole, and
that's
just the irony of it. I know, just the
Moving on.
Yep.
You want to throw in your Smoke'em's Market Minute? About 14 late.
Yeah, it's about 14 minutes late here. The bond market was really good today. I don't know what Manarino said about it, but it was pretty good. Rates have gone down again.
Yeah, but the wall was down 318. Closed down 318. And when you sent me your thing this morning and said you guys were up 12 again, I was like, wow. Mm-hmm. 2 days up.
Mm-hmm. And this is, I'm looking at the markets now, and this is the first day that I remember all three of them, Dow Jones, NASDAQ, and S&P, all being in the red. So, interesting.
Is this the bubble popping?
Nah.
That's my question for you.
Nah, not yet. There's still lots of money to be made for somebody, this year. So it's just like you and I were talking about. I think the crash, quote unquote crash, there's some pretty brave calls out there, if you will, for the feds to actually start buying more bonds, Yellen to start buying more bonds. I don't know if even Manarino said that. But we'll see what happens next February when they need that budget raised. Mm-hmm. And I think they're going to buy more bonds, which is going to just set the market in a tizzy.
Mm-hmm. So it's kind of hold your breath.
I do believe so. I mean, it's just like, be ready for anything.
Yeah, that's pretty much basically what Manarino was saying.
Mm-hmm.
It could go up, it could go down. Put your seatbelt on. Get ready for a ride. He told everybody he was going long on certain stuff and, pulling back on certain stuff. So, he's still a bear bull or a bull bear or whatever you want to. I mean, he's got his hooks out where he thinks he's going to be raking in the cash so he can pay for his new BMW.
Well, there's too much manipulation. Just
I
way
said that
too
in the
much
room.
manipulation. Oh, did you really?
Yeah. Everybody was in there talking, what's wrong with the market? You tell me. I dropped in there. Manipulation.
Yeah.
I mean, they're raping this country. They're absolutely raping this country for every dime that they can get out of it before everybody decides to throw their hands up and say, wait, and by then it's too late. It's already too late. It's going to come crashing. And I said it right off the top of the show. I'm sorry. Let me get this one point out and then I'll let you go. Yeah. China is going to be the end of this country. It's going to be the end of the dollar. Go ahead.
Can I talk about it? You were reading my mind. I was getting ready to talk about China, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Do it.
The Chinese, and it was actually my thing, American citizens are one step away from being the Chinese slaves. Did you read that? Yes. You read that line? And it's really, before I I
didn't read any line. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I read the whole thing, and it's really eye-opening because...
Read it.
Before I subscribed to this rumor about China being our slaves, or would being China's slaves, I'd like to know which debt the rumor is referring to. Is the debt consisting of the United States selling $17 trillion in budget debt? Budget debt.
Death.
Death.
What a Freudian slip.
It was, wasn't it? And would the purchase debt consist of the unfunded liabilities, debt totaling $240 trillion, or would they be so kind as to purchase the really big debt of $1.5 quadrillion because of the derivatives debt caused by the banksters' Ponzi scheme gone way bad? So are the Chinese playing stupid, or are they dumb like a fox? And the more I read in this, it was the thing that you've been talking about for 6 months, and I've just been kind of sitting back, and I've never really agreed with you. I've never disagreed with you on the China thing. But this article nails it, what you've been talking about on how we're going to be China's property.
Are you in the chat? You want to drop that in the chat for everybody? Or you can slip it to me in the box and I'll drop it in chat.
Yes, I can do that.
Okay. But yeah, keep going.
Yeah, because it's a really great article, and it explains how we are basically one step away. They predict that the economy is going to kind of bubble in 14 this year, but that we can run all the way through 2016 with the right manipulation, if you will. The more manipulation,
right?
Yep. And that's what they're saying is Janet Yellen. Don't be shocked if she comes out next month and says, hey, I know we backed off of 10 trillion last month, but we're going up that 10 plus another 15.
Jesus.
Just printing until it's dead.
It's already dead, dude. It died in 2008.
It truly did die in 2008. And again, it's this debt that we're trying to sell it to people, and there's no rhyme or reason to the market, as they've said all the time. It goes up, it goes down. They've said
it hadn't gone down a whole lot. It goes up, bad news. It goes up, good news. Mm-hmm. That was the weird shit for the last 90 days. Well, not 90 days. Well, yeah, about 90 days. So,
and
this is the first time in history it's been this high, isn't it? I mean, I don't think it's ever closed this high.
No.
So, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and it keeps going. But you're seeing a lot of scandals coming out of the China area. You know, people talking about when Clinton went over there, Hillary, Hilldog, that is.
Sorry.
That, you know, she did indeed to go in China for the express purpose of convincing the Chinese to continue to purchase our debt.
Yeah, because all they're doing is going around the planet and buying up shit with the bonds.
Right.
You know, they'll buy up a couple of mines over in Australia. They'll go down into Central Africa and buy up a bunch of shit down there, or maybe fund some rebel groups, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Anything to get rid of. And I saw an article the other day that just blew my mind. That said that they had the highest debt ever, and I was like, who are you trying to lie to? Because over the last 10 years, they've gone from over $150 trillion of our debt, which is actual debt. I mean, that's what they really own, down to like 50. They've been buying off over $100 billion worth of our bonds they've spent over the last decade. That's $10 billion a year, buying shit all over the world. Different mines, different, land purchases, built some airports for people. I think they're helping out the French like crazy, man. They're buying up shit over there, just like they're doing Detroit. They bought all of Detroit damn near.
They've got our gold. They've got
They're going to have 14,000 tons. They're going to let everybody know they got 14,000 tons here shortly. I guarantee you.
And I just read that Russia added 79.5 tons of gold,
and what are we supposed to have? 8,100? Something like that. That's what they claim. But we won't give Germany back their gold because we don't have it to give them.
We gave back 20% from what I read today, and I really got into reading about the gold.
But it's not the gold bars that they gave us to begin with.
Thank you. And they said that the majority of the gold, quote unquote, gold that we have here is the cheap gold. It's the melted down jewelry. When they took core samples of like the Fort Knox gold, they wouldn't allow them to do core samples. They would only allow them to scrape off the outsides. They'd only allow them. Exactly. They'd only allow them to look through the peepholes, at the gold, weren't allowed to touch it. Yeah. See pictures. China is the new Mac Daddy.
And I want to let everybody know that they've got a bunch of gold mines over in China, and those babies work 24/7. And every ounce that they dig out of the ground goes right straight to the central government. They put none of it on the market. They sell none of it to the public. It is for state holdings. Plus all the shit they're buying from other people.
Well, and they said that China doesn't really even report the real number.
Hell no. Wait till the yuan comes out gold back though. I don't think they've dropped that yet, but it's coming. It'll be here by the end of this year. Betcha.
It's interesting how they can sell 1 ounce of gold, troy ounce, I guess they call it, in 10 different times and call it an EFT on a piece of paper. And somebody's
explain what an EFT is.
Well, it's they borrow, they take one thing of gold, collateralize it, and then loan it out.
With $1.
Exactly. And then loan it out 100 times over. And then they say, okay, you now have X amount worth of gold, but here's your paper and don't try cashing it in because they've just sold 1 ounce of gold to 100 different people. So what happens when they all come asking for it?
An ETF is an exchange traded fund. It's a piece of paper that says that you own a physical ounce. And I think the last time Max said anything about it was a couple of days ago, and he said it was like 85-1. So there's 85 pieces of paper for every physical ounce of gold that's available for sale.
It's no different than your dollars in the bank. Right. That they're borrowing I go in there, I deposit $100, and now they're allowed to loan $1,000 off of that 100.
Yeah. What's that called?
Manipulation, but,
there's a word for it.
It catches my mind. I can't think of it right
now.
That's
why I asked you. I can't think of it either.
I'm thinking of it. There is a name for it. I can't remember. Mike will probably know. He'll type it in for us.
Yeah. Anyway, keep going.
But no, I mean, I kind of wanted to start out my conversation. I apologize for not being on the call from the get-go because I did want to talk about this China thing. And here's where it all comes down to is executive order, and this is where you need to write this down or put it in chat so people can look at it later. 13603. That is executive order 13603. That is, everything is being controlled by the government, all food, all industry, all energy, everything. And it does not require an emergency declaration to be acted upon.
13603.
13603.
Got it.
A review of EO 13603 reveals that Obama can not only seize every material asset in the country, he can seize you and your family and assign anyone and everyone to duties of his choosing. An examination of this EO reveals that the new draft would be controlled by the Secretary of Labor. The military draft would be administered by the Selective Service, as it has always been done. The civilian draft will be overseen by the Secretary of Labor. 13603 is the whole enchilada. Period.
Okay.
So just
how do we repeal that?
Well, I don't even think executive orders are legal. If I remember reading correctly, that they don't hold the weight of an amendment or anything like that. So,
right.
It's like he said, was it this week? If Congress doesn't act, he's got his pen, and American people be damned. He can do whatever he wants.
That's like treasonous talk, isn't it?
It is.
And isn't he a public servant? Isn't he supposed to pay attention to the public?
Well, aren't they all?
Regardless of where he was born.
Yeah, aren't they all, though? I mean, really.
And this is just what I'm saying. I mean, what are they doing? 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 They're not paying attention to the American public, the people that put them up there, the people that supposedly voted for them.
Mm-mm.
You know, don't all the congressmen and senators and whatever, don't they have constituents?
Well,
aren't they supposed to listen to their constituents?
They all got voted in, for sure.
Right.
But I'll put it to you this way anyway. This way. Any lawmaker, while making a 6-figure salary, receiving a Cadillac benefits package, becoming a millionaire from being in office, who tells the poor, disabled, and disadvantaged that they must make sacrifices, has no business as a legislator or being called a decent human being.
Wow. Wow.
And the more I read into this EO 13603, and I know Hillary is out of Hill Dog is out of the view, if you will, right now. But her going over to China, making the agreements with China, I said it to somebody the other day, and I'm saying it right here. I'm flipping it out, stepping out on it, that if King Obama does not initiate this executive order, she will be the next president, and you can't vote a darn thing about it, because she's got the agreement with China. She would be the one. That's why Obama won and not Mitt Romney, because they knew that they could implement all of this crap that they're doing right now. And what better person to be able to turn everything over to China than a Clinton?
Jesus, man.
That's my prediction. If he doesn't pull it,
did you hear Boner on TV today? I saw a clip of it. I maybe I can pull it up here a little bit.
3 days. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you sheep.
I don't watch cable. I needed it for the internet.
John Boner got on TV today and said, you know who would make a good president? Jeb Bush.
We were talking about that last week, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, but he spewed it.
It's out there.
Let me see if I can find that clip.
And you know what's a shame is that Bridgegate for Christie is going to haunt him.
He's done.
But Benghazi won't hurt her one freaking bit, because
I can't believe it.
Mainstream media will not show it to the sheeple and keep it in the front of their mind.
It's going to come up at every stop that she makes.
But
unless she's got armed guards out there beating the shit out of everybody. You know what I mean?
The only people that are going to be talking about it are the ones that wouldn't be voting for her in the first place.
But still, if you keep it fresh, you know what I mean? That's 5 deaths.
The elite have put 2
and
bushes.
Everyone said that she was responsible. Even Congress said she was responsible. State Department.
The elite have put 2 bushes in the head of the country. There's no reason they can't put 2 Clintons or maybe a 3rd Bush.
Well, you know.
Because, 2 Clintons is worth 3 in the bush.
Jesus. Had to go there, didn't you?
I did.
Okay. I'm going to try to find this boner clip. I don't know if it's out there yet, actually. I saw some blurbs. I think it was on Facebook. I'm scrolling down through here. If anybody's got it, Pigmine's got it, and I don't see it on here. But there is a Potter blog that got dropped on Wednesday, and I'm sorry, everybody. I should have put it out on Wednesday's show, but I didn't because he's very important. So we will play that here directly if I can't find this John Boner clip. And I can't. So on we go. Yes, this Potter blog, and we might actually spend the last half hour talking about this. This is going to be.
I love him. He's great. Is that Macca? Is that who it is?
No.
Oh, no. That's somebody else.
Yeah, that's somebody else.
Yeah, okay.
Potter blog is Pissing on the Roses.
Pissing on the
blog.
Roses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is a maximum alert. And a freaking ad. So, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Potter Blog site, January 22nd, 2014. We expect H7N9 to be in the United States by Valentine's Day, primarily resulting from a spike that is coming in China from celebration of the Chinese New Year.
Hello.
We've developed this chart here, which has got quite a lot of detail on Chinese holidays and how they've related to spikes in H7N9 infections in China by province. Let's give you a little more detail for a second, but we'll go to in much more detail about this chart in another video. The important thing to understand right now is that this chart clearly indicates that spikes in H7N9 are primarily tied to paid national holidays in China. The most recent spike is from New Year's Day, which was one paid day off. The outbreak actually got its start last year as a result of Chinese New Year. This year, the spike really hit off again as a result of one paid day off on New Year's Day.
Wow, this chart's amazing.
January 31st through February 6th, the Chinese have 7 paid days off to celebrate Chinese New Year. A simple parametric analysis, a static parametric analysis, indicates that the rates of H7N9 infection resulting from that will be approximately 7 times greater than what occurred as a result of what happened on January 1st.
7 times.
Now, what this really needs is a dynamic analysis from a discrete event simulation. It would give much greater insight into the epidemiology of what's going on here. Fortunately, we don't have the time or the budget to do that. So, obviously, the end result is the risk is that it's much more likely that H7N9 will enter the United States by that time period. Whether or not it makes a foothold and continues to spread in the United States, that's harder to say. And we will discuss that in another follow-on video where we go into this chart in much greater detail. Because there's some very interesting things happening in here. Be prepared.
Very much be prepared. If you live anywhere near a big city, I would go out and purchase a case of N95 masks if you can. As many as you can get your hands on. I'm not trying to be an alarmist. I'm trying to be a realist. This is going to come to the United States, and I imagine it's going to kill a bunch of people. Can't stop it. World traffic on the planes is insane. It's already hit Canada. Killed a girl in her 20s. No contact with the birds.
Didn't people in frickin' prison get it?
Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty isolated, except for air.
I don't know if that was H7N9. I think that was H1N1, but still, it killed a bunch of prisoners,
right.
Like 6 of them.
Yeah, you're right. It was H1N1.
Yeah. So, it's coming here. There's no stopping it. I'm so glad I live in the middle of the woods. I can't even tell you.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you can. You do it all the time. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well. Anyway, what do you want to add into that?
Man, there's not a whole lot to be added into that. I mean, you've got,
if POT,
yep.
If the Potter blog says it's coming, I believe it, because these people are on their game.
They've been up on every communicable diseases. Yeah.
They go through all the CDC stuff with a fine-tooth comb. They are ahead of RSOE on outbreaks that hit on the planet and when they drop. I mean, these people are hot on it. If you're not a follower of Potter blog, you should be. If you don't visit their site at least once a month, you should. Just to know what's going on around you as far as super serious stuff. I mean, H7N9, I think it kills in 3 days, 4 days?
Mm-hmm.
And there's some worse ones out there than that, too.
Well, they were the ones that broke and told everybody about Mecca, the outbreak that came out of Mecca a few months ago.
MERS virus, Middle Eastern Respiratory Syndrome.
Yeah, when they were trying to tell everybody don't come to the pilgrimage this year because of all the communicable diseases that were out there. But Potter blog was all over that.
Yep. And you didn't see any of that in the mainstream news. You saw stuff about the deaths or whatever, but you didn't see anybody telling you don't go to the Hajj.
No. I did find out about Justin Bieber getting a DUI, though, through the news.
Oh, Jesus. Did you see that, who was it, CNBC or MSNBC or one of those alphabet stations actually cut off a senator that was talking about the NSA spying program to drop that breaking news? I know I can find that video.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I got one better. What's the putz that I hate on Fox so bad? Sean
Hannity.
Hannity.
Yeah.
I saw his post the other day that said, Justin Bieber arrested, whatever. Tune in at 10 o'clock and we'll be discussing this tonight. And I'm like, you got to be kidding. This is what they've got to talk about. All the problems in the frickin' world, and this is what everybody's talking about.
Yeah, go back to sleep, man. Go back to sleep. You know, that's exactly what they're throwing it in your face. Just go back to sleep, man. Here's a little Bieber. There's a couple of memes going out about Bieber and not Britney Spears. I don't even know what the hell her name is. Miley Cyrus, I guess is her name.
They look just alike.
Yeah. Did you see the one where the split photo? They took
Yes.
It's, if anybody hasn't been on Facebook, or if you're not on Facebook and you haven't seen this meme, it's hilarious. I mean, it is absolutely hilarious. They split these photos. It's Bieber's, mugshot and a full frontal of Miley Cyrus from her shoulders up. And they've got the exact same hairstyle. Their face is identical. I mean, they did a split photo, right? They cut the photos in half and laid them half over each other. And everything matches up perfect. Their noses, their lips, their cheeks, everything matches up. It's just amazing.
Their hair, and the left one says without makeup and the right one says with makeup.
No, but I got another one out there. You got to go look at the other one that's got the photos cut in half and laid over each other. It's amazing. That one just nails it.
They're both Illuminati shills, so.
But I mean, they could be clones.
Well,
Go look at that one. When we get off the show and you go back on Facebook, man, go find that on my wall.
Maybe Billy Ray was a hoe. I don't know. He got around. What can we say?
Wow. It's just, I mean, It blows me away. But, for everybody to be focused on that instead of focused on, I don't know, Syria.
How about the American dollar?
Israel.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, the collapse of the dollar.
Yeah,
how much did your gallon of milk cost you last week? How much did that loaf of bread cost you?
$4.29 for a gallon of milk.
It's insane, dude. That's cow juice. It's not even good for the human body. You should drink goat's milk. It's much more nutritious. Cow's milk is weak.
It's all a industry for profit, because can you name one other mammal on the planet that still drinks something from a mammary gland after they're weaned? Just name one. Name one thing on the planet other than us that drinks milk after they're weaned from their mother. It's all about profit. Yep. It's not good for you.
Not really.
No, it's full of skin. It's full of pus.
Peanut butter sandwich, though, dude.
Yeah, I mean, go get the farm stuff. I mean, if you're going to get the milk, get the farm milk.
Raw milk.
Exactly.
Buy raw.
Well, I don't know about that, but you're right about a goat. I heard it is healthier. But again, we're the only mammals on the planet that still drink from a mammary gland after we're weaned.
Mm-hmm. Man, I can't believe no one has that clip up about the senator cut off for Bieber. I even searched for it. And it's not up on YouTube yet. Oh, here it is. Ding, 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 ding. Got it. Listen to this, people.
I got to listen to this.
So I don't think it's illegal, but I do think we may have reached a tipping point here. This is the latest group to weigh in and say that this vast collection of data is not that useful and infringes substantially on personal privacy. The president tried to address this last Friday and said that in a short period of time he wants recommendations. But I think at this point we should seriously consider not continuing
Congresswoman
Section
Harman,
215.
let me interrupt you. Congresswoman, let me interrupt you just for a moment. We've got some breaking news out of Miami. Stand by, if you will. Right now in Miami, Justin Bieber has been arrested on a number of charges. The judge is reading the charges, including resisting arrest and driving under the influence. He's appearing now before the judge for his bond hearing. Let's watch.
Umberto Monroe. Craig on behalf of the state.
All right. Mr. Perez and Mr. Craig? Craigo.
So they're going to live coverage of the Bieber trial
on the case of Mr.
over
Bieber,
the senator.
And that senator was going, when the camera panned off on him, and they looked at each other and they go, did I just get interrupted for the Beeb?
Oh my God, man. MSNBC, you people should be ashamed of yourselves, man. Holy shit. What in the hell has this country become, man? That is just epic. That is epic.
Because I'm sure if you're watching MSNBC, CNBC, Fox, CNN, or whatever, you want to know all about the Beeb.
Yeah. Oh my God. I hope that woman is drinking herself to death right now. For, if they cut into my earpiece when I was doing an interview with a senator about the NSA spying scandal, and they told me, hey man, we're going to cut away and go to Bieber, I would have laughed my butt off live on the air. You're going to what? I don't think so. For real. That whoever that interviewer was, I don't even know her name. I'm not even going to give her the credit of saying her name. You should be completely ashamed of yourself. I hope you're slitting your throat.
That is more proof of what the Supreme Court handed down about a couple of years ago.
Yeah, you don't have to tell the truth.
That it is for entertainment only, and you do not have to tell the truth or anything else. Right. There's your entertainment.
Just blow it. Just blow it.
That's funny.
The guy in the control room had to be belly laughing. Unbelievable.
I can't remember what story it was, and they were having to talk about it. God, I can't remember it now. And the people kept getting pissed off that they had to keep talking about it. I don't even remember which one it was now, but this is the same kind of story where these people are going, come on, man, this ain't news. You're going to make me say this?
Yeah, it's just ridiculous, man. And it goes back to like I think Conan O'Brien does all the clips of where every local news broadcast has the exact same headline written the exact same way. Mm-hmm. You're sheep. You people are sheep if you watch this shit.
Talking points.
30-minute or 30-second sound bites. You live your life by 30-second sound bites if you watch the news constantly.
It was that you don't need us to tell you that gas prices are high, and they said it 30 different news people the same day said the
you don't need us to tell you gas prices are high.
That's it. That was the one. You don't need
us to tell you the gas prices are high.
30 times.
You people don't need us to tell you the gas prices are high. Anyway, yeah. Okay, where do we go now? What do you want to talk about now? I thought that the Potter blog thing would take a lot longer, but you can only beat a drum so hard before the skin breaks on the top, right? So protect yourselves, people. This shit is coming to the U.S. Protect yourselves. That should have taken precedent over Bieber. The fact that disease is out there and air traffic is insane on this planet and it can spread so quickly. Now, I'm not trying to be an alarmist. Like I said, I'm just trying to be a realist. And I watch and I listen and I put dots together. And if that shit can show up in a prison and kill 6 people, H1N1 I'm talking about, that means there was somebody that brought it into there. So who are they? And did they give it to their family? And was it a guard? Was it a visitor that came in? Was it a fresh fish inmate that came in and brought it in? Who was it? Where did it originate from? That's going to be really hard to find in a prison. But they can track it down on planes. The chick up in Canada, they had her whole itinerary for the last 90 days in about 3 hours after she died. They knew that she was in Hong Kong, and they tracked her locations in Hong Kong, and she came nowhere near any foul.
No, because it's not spreading just by foul anymore.
No, not anymore. It's going human to human.
Yep.
And that's the thing that they feared the most with this H7N9. So if you're anywhere near a big city, protect yourself, because I'm guaranteeing you that's where it's going to show up. It'll start at an airport. How many people can it spread to from there? Anybody ever watched the movie Outbreak?
Yeah, wasn't that the one with the reverse? Oh, no. That was like Planet of the Apes too. That the new version one where they did it in retro.
Well, no, the Outbreak, the one I'm talking about with Dustin Hoffman or whatever. I mean, it was the monkey. The monkey he was down in Africa. The kid brought the monkey home. The monkey scratched him and he was on the plane. He was feeling sick and he coughed on the plane. He infected a bunch of people on the plane. The monkey got loose, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. That's based on, not actual events, but that's based on, computer analytics that would show you if one of these scenarios were actually to happen, here's the way it would play out. The same way they're tracking the radiation for Fukushima. That is a computer simulation with analytics added into it.
Knowing Hollywood, it's foreshadow.
Yeah. Isn't there an Illuminati card?
Yeah.
This is something about biological weapons or something like that?
It is. It's got the biohazard symbol on the card.
Yep. And I'm telling you, I predicted right here on this show, Sochi's going to get hit because there was an Illuminati card for the London Olympics, and it did not get hit. I don't know what threw a wrench in their works, but I bet you it's going to play out in Sochi. They've already primed everybody for it, thinking that these, Ukrainian rebels. These, who are the guys that blew up Volgograd, the bus? Mm-hmm. They're talking about this Black Widow that everybody knows, that reads anything, that knows anything, that knows how to track down dots. This woman they're talking about is MI6 agent. Mm-hmm. She's got nothing to do with the Muslims over in the Ukraine. She's a plant. But they're searching that entire city for her. Something's going to happen there. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a bomb built into one of the structures already.
Oh, you mean it was built, you mean?
Yep.
Very well could be.
Just throwing that out there. I'm glad this show's archived. Because if it happens like that, man.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, what do we have? Another week? 2 weeks?
Yeah, almost 2.
Yeah,
almost,
2 weeks.
I think it's like 12 days or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and anything that's going to happen, they've got media lockdowns on any bad news trying to come out of there too. So keep in mind, it is still Russia. They have a little bit more control on what gets out than we do.
Yeah, but the Olympics are going to be broadcast live, dude. I mean, there might be a 7-second delay, maybe a 30-second delay like there is here, but I doubt it. There's going to be a lot of stuff broadcast live. So even if they're not on the venue that blows up or whatever happens, you'll hear it in the background. Because it's all right there. I mean, all the venues are within 5 minutes of each other. It's built in a big-ass circle. So you can walk from one venue to another. Well, the majority of the domed stuff, you know what I mean? You got to ride the trolley and train to go up into the hills for the skiing events. But everything else is in this big-ass circle. You can walk from one venue to another in less than 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. So it ought to be pretty exciting.
Private security everywhere, too.
Oh, my God. And there's Spetsnaz are running around, FSBs running around. Yeah, I'll bet there's snipers on rooftops. I'll bet there's hidden surface-to-air missile batteries. I guarantee you. But something's going to happen, man. I know it. I just feel it. It's been so long since anything big has gone down. Boston bombing, something like that. You know what I mean?
It really has. I mean, I was thinking about that the other day of false flags, and I'm like, we haven't really had a big one. Yeah,
these little school shootings every now and again, a couple in a couple of weeks, I think, but they were small ones. And I don't even think that they were staged events because they were that small. I mean, they were small. One kid popped one dude and got arrested, and you know what I mean? It was just small stuff. So I think it was actually just some shithead that got a hold of a gun and
yeah, it's page 11 on the back fold of the newspaper. It doesn't even make, they're so conditioned it doesn't even make any stories now.
Well, they blew up about him for a day, gun rights, blah, 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 gun, wow.
Oh, yeah.
But Feinstein, it was just a day. Yeah. You knew if it was a staged event, they'd have been talking about it for a week.
They would have had all their stories already.
Right.
And their fact finders already in place. And their crisis actors. And that's how when I see a false flag and I see somebody being interviewed and they just speak too well, you're like, yeah, that guy wasn't put there or anything.
Yeah, right. We're down to the last 5 minutes, dude. Can you believe that already?
Oh, wow. That went pretty quick.
Yeah, we managed to chop our way through that hour. Amazing when you start just blowing what all you can cover. We covered the gamut today, China to false flags.
Bieber.
That's the last time you will ever hear that name on this show. I promise. Unless we're making fun of the little turd.
I was going to say, unless he, pop somebody or.
Yeah. I saw another meme that said, thank God Justin Bieber turned out to be the piece of shit we thought he would be. That was a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, he didn't let us down. That's for sure.
Yeah. He's going to be a complete waste of skin in about, 6 months. And I think Miley Cyrus is going to go the same route. Somebody's going to find her in a hotel room with a needle sticking out of her arm, stone dead.
Like the Different Strokes girl. That's exactly right.
Poor kid. Yeah, she ain't got no life anyway. She ain't got no ass. You know, it's hard going through life with no ass. Your pants don't fit. That's a bad way to go.
Yeah.
And her dad, man, he was a piece of work. When I first heard Achy Breaky Heart, I thought it was a pretty cool song until I saw the video and saw the jackass singing it. And then I was like, oh my God, I want to throw up.
Didn't he have the mullet back then or something?
Oh, yeah. And he had the ripped up pants and wearing high top tennis shoes. All, you know, it just looked like a jerk off.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I think I made it through the whole show without saying the F word.
It's pretty good, but it's only an hour-long show. So.
Thanks for the pat on the back, brother.
Bring you back down to reality. I'm a realist.
Yeah, make sure my head fits through the door when I go to leave.
Exactly.
It was a good show, though. Did a good show. We always do a good show, man. And I got to get that banner put together with your name on it.
Oh, sure.
So you're going to be.
I'm just your sidekick for.
Yeah, you're my sounding board, man. You're my stepping stone.
That's right. Sounding board.
That's right. And when I can't speak, you can. That's one thing that's positive. But my voice is back, man. I can run my octaves and I'm good.
Truly. Yeah, truly.
It's a little different now. It's a little more gravelly. It's a little more choky, but it's a good change, I think. I don't know. Everything's got to change from now and again, right? And it might come back to 100% in a couple of weeks. I don't know. We'll see. Just keep playing it out. I didn't miss one show. You know, I've only missed one this whole time I've been on over a year now. And that was, when I was doing the move down here and, Nathan Frazier stepped up for me. I like that guy. I got to get him on when we're just chatting, you know, me and him both. You throw it in. He's good people. I like his shows on Sunday. So anyway, last 60 seconds. Spew it. What do you got?
You know, treat everybody the way you want to be treated. Love each other. Give somebody a hug that you love. Thank somebody that did something nice for you. Thank you.
No $30 worth of canned goods, man. Are you giving up on that or what?
Well, hopefully they're stocked up by now. I've been saying it long enough that they need another garage to get their canned goods. So,
right. Hey, start buying some toilet paper, paper towels, maybe some coffee, dog treats. If you got a kid, you know, if you got a dog, you might want to stock up on some dog treats. Soap, shampoo, dishwashing detergent, all that good stuff. You know, make sure you got a little stock going. That's what I do. I got 4 years worth of Calben sitting in my cabinet now.
Real quick, I'm going to see if I can get this in before the music goes. We had a hurricane come through. We were going to lose power, water, everything. So, you know, you fill up your bathtub so you can flush your toilets, everything else. And we told the neighbor, hey, you need to fill up your bathtub because the water's going to go out. And they said, oh, we don't drink water. We drink soda.
Flush your cola.
That's right. Peace and love.
We'll see you guys next week. I think we're going to be on for tomorrow night, Saturday night. My voice is back to cooking, so I don't know. I'll have to bend Jules' arm, I think. We'll see you guys. UCY.TV. Turboville's next.